In a world where credit is king, the throne seems to be shaking. Today, we're diving into the recent upheavals in the private credit sector. Let's rewind to the Credit Suisse scandal, a debacle that sent shockwaves through the financial world. Billions of dollars vanished into thin air with the collapse of investment fund Archegos and the suspension of asset management funds linked to Greensill. The aftermath was a whirlwind of damage control, capital raising, dividend cutting, and management revamping. And in a surprising twist, the Swiss political realm intervened in the private sector. Unusual, yes, but deemed necessary even by the most business-friendly politicians. And all this chaos, mind you, is not contained within the borders of Switzerland. No, my friends, Credit Suisse is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's plunge into the deep waters of private credit risks worldwide. The World Bank has sounded an alarm. The tremors from developing countries could trigger a global financial earthquake. Indeed, the World Bank has issued a stern warning. Hidden risks lurk in developing nations, and these could have widespread implications for the global economy. The alarm bells are ringing over rising inflation, escalating interest rates, and high levels of debt distress. These factors create a potent cocktail that could destabilize economies on a global scale. But what's causing these tremors? The lack of transparency in Chinese lending and collateralized loans is a significant concern. It's like a fog that conceals the true extent of the financial risks involved. This lack of clarity can lead to unanticipated shocks, catching investors off guard and potentially leading to a domino effect across markets. Furthermore, the World Bank points to growing risks within the private sector. This is particularly concerning because the private sector often serves as the engine of growth in many economies. If this engine stalls due to financial distress, the effects could ripple through the economy, leading to a slowdown in growth, job losses, and a decrease in living standards. The World Bank is not just sounding the alarm, it's also calling for action. It's urging for proactive management of distressed loans. This essentially means intervening early to manage troubled loans and prevent them from spiraling out of control. But it's not just about managing the problem, it's also about preventing it. The World Bank emphasizes the need for better transparency in private sector debt. It's like shining a light in a dark room. With more transparency, investors, regulators, and policymakers can better understand the risks involved and make more informed decisions. As the World Bank urges for proactive management of distressed loans, the question remains, are we doing enough? When private debt spills over, the public pays the price. But how does this transition occur? Picture a dam holding back a vast body of water. Now envision the dam as the private sector and the water as debt. When the dam cracks, the water or debt doesn't just disappear, it spills over, flooding the surrounding area, or in our case, the public sector. So what are these cracks? They're financial crises, defaults, and economic downturns that result in private entities unable to manage their debt. When they can't, the burden often shifts to the public sector. Governments may feel compelled to bail out struggling companies to protect jobs, maintain economic stability, or avoid a domino effect of defaults. This is how private debt becomes public debt. But this isn't just a hypothetical scenario. Recent events like the Credit Suisse fiasco and warnings from the World Bank underscore the real risk of private debt spilling over into the public sector. The World Bank points out that developing countries are particularly vulnerable, with private debts posing hidden risks to their financial stability. The solution? The World Bank suggests a multi-pronged approach. Firstly, lengthening the maturity of government debt can create a buffer, giving more time to manage repayments. Secondly, increasing transparency around government debt can prevent nasty surprises and foster trust. And thirdly, slowing the growth of national debt levels can help keep debt sustainable and manageable. But these measures aren't a magic wand. They require political will, robust regulations, and international cooperation. And even then, the threat of private debt spillover isn't entirely eliminated. It's a complex issue that demands our attention and understanding. The line between private and public debt is blurring, but can we redraw it before it's too late? As we navigate this ever-changing financial landscape, that's the million-dollar question, or more accurately, the multi-trillion-dollar question. As we stand on the precipice of a potential financial crisis, it's time to look forward. The road ahead is fraught with challenges, but these challenges also present opportunities. It's clear that stronger measures are needed to support those countries that are most vulnerable to default risks. The World Bank's warning serves as a clarion call to strengthen financial sectors, particularly in developing nations. The importance of transparency and proactive management in the financial sector cannot be overstated. As we've seen with the Credit Suisse situation, a lack of transparency can lead to catastrophic losses. It's not just about preventing losses, though. It's about creating a financial system that is fair, transparent, and resilient. A system that can weather storms and come out stronger on the other side. We also need to remember that private debt can quickly become a public burden. This is not just an issue for developing nations, it's a global concern. Proactive management of distressed loans and a commitment to transparency can help mitigate these risks. In a world of growing financial uncertainty, we must continue to scrutinize, question, and above all, learn. Stay informed, stay ahead, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep up with the latest financial trends.